Alright guys, I wanted to do one more install video of Pinball Emporium. I know some people have had some trouble with it, so we're going to try to run through it as quick as possible. This is a brand new install of Windows. I had some issues with the monitor, so I thought I'd just completely wipe it. And that's one nice thing about having all your stuff not live on the C drive. It's very easy to wipe and start over again. Prior to making this video, the only thing I've done is installed Firefox for web purposes, Steam, and GeForce Now. I've also downloaded Pinball FX3, but I have not run it yet. And I've also installed WinRAR because that's how we're going to extract the files. So let's get going. So we're going to open up our files here. Extract files. D:/. Alright, I'm going to pause the video because this is going to take some time. I will come back though because we're going to get an error from our virus scanner about the Steam API file. And so as soon as that pops up, I will bring you guys back. All right, I've installed Pinball Emporium. For some reason, I didn't get a virus error that time around. I'm not quite sure why. Just make sure it's there. Yeah, usually this file right here is what really freaks out Windows virus scanner. But that told you. There it goes. I bet you it's not there now. Something's going on. All right, let's see what Windows decided was so severe. Yeah, so Pinball FX2 Steam API for some reason freaks out Windows security. Yeah. Elections, restore, and allow. All right, now that we got that all good to go, let's finish the install. All right, so we're gonna need to move these folders shortly, but first what we're gonna do is we're gonna run Pinball FX3 for the first time from our Steam download. This is a free download, so feel free to just go grab it. All we're going to do now is run it once. What this is going to do is going to install some extra files that need to be installed throughout your computer to make this work. The prerequisites. Alright, so that is done running the install files. It should be launching Pinball FX3 right now, and there we go. Any video stuttering you might be seeing is not because of the computer or the graphics card. It's because I'm actually recording on a remote computer. So this is actually, you can see my Windows or my Mac computer behind it. All right, Pinball FX3 is loading. Once this is done, we don't need it any longer. I believe you can uninstall Pinball FX3, but not quite sure. Okay. Alright. We got that nice and run. Now we need to move these files to where they need to go. I don't know these off the top of my head, so we're going to go into the Pinball Emporium folder. Not there. And in this nice README file. So the first place we need to go to is the Steam folder. Alright, so that doesn't exist, which means we need to just go into the Documents folder and create a folder called Steam. Alright, and this one we are moving the Codex file folder, to there. Go back. Program data. Also don't have it, so we're just gonna go create a folder in here for that. And we're gonna drop that in there. All right, just wanna make sure, yep, okay. We're good there. All right, we're now gonna run, we'll keep this in desktop mode for the time being. We're going to run the 0 degree, and we're going to test out and make sure FX2 and FX3 work. Okay, that did its little thing. We're going to go to Pinball Emporium here. We're going to double click on it. Takes a little longer the first time, but it won't nearly take this long the next time you try to run it. Alright, there you go. As you can see, we're running this. Oops. Alright, so let's start with FX2 table. We'll choose the butter show. There it goes, booting up just fine. Now, if you're running 2 monitors, one thing you can do is you can hit escape here, and we go to our cabinet support. You have to get the by arrows. And here you can set up your second screen. I have a second screen, and I'll be setting this up myself, but I'll be doing that later because I need to get my information from it. Controls, for some reason, these default to something else, and I've got to find out where this is at, but what you're going to need to do to FX2 tables only for some reason is just reset this to default. No idea why it's set up with the Z and X button, but that's all it takes to fix it. Alright, so we're going to Alt F4 to get out of here. Now we're going to go check out a Pinball 3 table, FX3 table.
Hello, and again, welcome to the app.
There you go. We're all set up for Pinball FX3. As you can see, this has the cabinet support. You don't need to go get your own serial number. That's already taken care of for you in here. So you're good to go. Same thing if you got a second monitor, set up your second glass here. So let's get out of here and take care of Future Pinball now. So Future Pinball is a little more fun to deal with, but again, still not too hard. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the add-on folder, and we're going to run the BAM installer. So we're going to go here. If you don't do this, if you just try to run Future Pinball, you're going to get an NV ball issue. It's really weird. It's a pain in the ass. So we're going to run the Future Pinball. Remember where you have your stuff stored, because that's where we're going to have to install this. So yes, agreed, next. Now, so I don't want to install it on my C drive because that's not where I have my Pinball Emporium. So we're going to go into the emulators folder, Future Pinball, and that's where we want it. So we're going to copy this and paste it here. Yes, it already exists. We know that. We would like to continue. All right, run the standard installation. That's all you need. Install. We don't need a desktop. There you go. Running the install. If you don't do this, like I said, for some reason it just causes issues. Just install it in your location. Okay, and we're actually going to launch BAM because we need to run one table by itself just to get the kinks out. Again, Future Pinball is a little more complicated for some reason than the other two. They just kind of work, where Future Pinball and soon to be Visual Pinball X, which is a whole nother pain in the ass. Anyway, we're going to open a table right now. We're just going to run 007. And we're going to play the table. exit out of there. Now we're going to head back into the add-on Future Pinball. We're going to run the bat file. What this is doing is removing some of the automatic tables that get installed, as well as moving a BAM file, a default file, and a reality file over. We're going to now update the reg edit. All right, that's all taken care of. Okay, that's all we need to do for Pinball, Future Pinball. We're going to run our landscape view just one more time, just to make sure everything's copied over. We're also going to do actually one more thing. So there is an update file you can download from the Discord server, which is favorites table menu. What this will do is add not only the all tables, FX2, FX3 Future Pinball, but a favorites menu as well, which is really nice when you just have, 300 tables and you only like 6 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and all we're going to do is drag this into the folder. We're going to replace the files. And then if you look right here, so copy the files, which we just did. Now we're going to run the favorites menu.bat. So we're going to run this, do its thing. It's done. We can delete that. Okay, and there's one final thing we need to fix. This is just something I forgot to take care of, and we'll take care of this in the next version. But we'll need to go into the settings file. If you have Notepad++, that's better to open this with, but for now I'm just going to open it with Notepad. And this is going to look like this. And what you're going to need to do is just put a pound or hashtag for all you millennials in front of it, just to remove that area, remove that section. And if you have run anything, we're going to go into collections, main, playlists, and remove this last played file. Currently I do not have last played on here. If that's a feature that somebody would like me to add, I can do it, but I don't see why. All right, so now we're going to run Pinball Emporium now. There we go. We have no favorites yet, so just skips it. FX2, FX3, and now Future Pinball. And if we launch Casino Royale like we did earlier, it should now go full screen if I did everything right. Haha. So we're at Fun Table. So if you are using this in a cabinet mode, that's where you use the 90 or 270. I run mine in 270. I know Project Genesis runs this as 90, but all you're going to do to run it in cabinet mode is double click there. This is going to change all the files. It's going to go into the back end of the programs and correct them. It's going to make some reg edit changes, all that kind of weird stuff that you don't want to deal with. So now we load up Pinball Emporium. We have a nice 270-degree view right there. So let's launch a table in FX3 just to show you. There we go, nice and sideways. Alright, let's load a different one this time. Let's load, Wonder Woman loads pretty quickly. There you go, nice 270-degree view. And let's take a look. I don't know if this is gonna, I'm not sure I need to take care of something yet. Oh, no, so it still hasn't taken care of the other monitor yet. All right, but there you go. If you need to, you know, I showed you how to do the back glass with FX2 and FX3 for Future Pinball. It's pretty easy. We're just going to go into Future Pinball. You do not want to use this Future Pinball EXE. Inside this BAM folder is FP Loader. I've made a shortcut to mine. This is only going to work if you're set up the same way. But you just go into the BAM folder and launch FP Loader. And then we would just go into here, video, use second monitor as back glass. So display 1, this is my setup. Back glass is display 2, it's full screen. I don't know why you can't change it to widescreen. It seems weird. I think it's just a weird glitch because this is definitely widescreen. But back glass is display 2, play field is display 1. It's not rotated, blah, blah, blah. I use maximum, I think that's already like that. There you go. And now, if you were to load the table again, there you go. There's the back glass, there's the play field. All right. Finally, let's talk about controls. I use a 8-button cabinet, so 2 flippers, 3 nudges, and then the plunger, an exit, and 2 extra buttons. I think that adds up to 8. The way we've set this up is in using joy to key. And the way I have all these tables set up is if you follow the recommended setup guide. Come on, photos. All right. So your left shift is your left flipper. Your right shift is your right flipper. Your left control and right control your nudges. And for myself, I have them being long presses to run the specials 1 and 2, which is the wizard. Special 1 is the wizard for FX2 and 3, and then there are specials 1 and 2 in Future Pinball. There are certain tables that need those specials, like Alien Legends and Star Trek the movie. You need your enter key for some reason is the special button. I don't know why they set up that way, but that's the way it is. So you do need these to run certain tables. Enter is your plunger. For most tables, you can exit with the escape button, but for FX2 and 3, you need to actually Alt-4 F out of there to get out of there. So, you know, a quick press is the escape. A long press does Alt F4. C and D are, C does your view changing in FX2 and 3, but we have set it up to be the start button in Future Pinball. And D is your put in a coin because you need that for Future Pinball as well. And finally, spacebar bar is nudge forward, and that's it. So all you need to do is run joy to key and set up your keyboard, your joystick, or however you have it set up like that. These should already be set up correctly, I hopefully. One small change you might need to make here is the Alt F4. This is kind of hit or miss. If you're not able to exit FX3 by holding down the button here, all you need to do is go into here where it says Alt, change this to left Alt. And again, in the next version, this will already be set to that. But I don't know, for some reason that makes a difference. That's it. And here's also some wallpapers, you know, if you want to make your glass or your back glass look like the game when it's not being played. But I appreciate you guys checking it out. Look forward to showing you, I guess technically version 3, which we're going to incorporate Visual Pinball X into Pinball Emporium, which is going to be just awesome. Those tables look amazing, but they are a lot more finicky than FX2 and 3 and Future Pinball. So those are definitely taking a little more time. But that's it, guys. I hope this install video helped you guys out. As you can see, it's a little extra than just running, you know, running gunning this thing, but it's not too hard to take care of. So enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions in the Discord. Feel free to reach out. Thanks.